Noor, Namjoon, Hobie, Jungkook, Jin, and Leo enter the throne hall, the atmosphere heavy with anticipation. Jiwoo and Minjun stood regularly on their thrones, while Yoongi and Jimin occupied their chairs nearby. The minister was seated at his place, and Yoo and Mio were positioned on the opposite side. In the center of the hall stood Taeyong. As soon as Noor entered, he sensed her presence and she felt an undeniable connection as her eyes locked. Now, can you tell us the reason of your arrival, Prince Taeyong? What's your father thinking? Is this just another drama? Namjoon, Hopi, Jungkook, and Jin moved towards their chair, while Noor and Leo approached your area to sit beside Meow. Taeyong glanced at Noor before bowing respectfully to the king and Jiwoo. I know it's unexpected for me to come here like this, but I need you all to trust me. He looked at Manjun, determination in his eyes. My father is planning something dangerous. The fight against you was not orchestrated by us or our minister. It was a sudden order from him. And he is not acting alone. Someone is helping him. A woman from a different community. She comes to see my father every day. Her aura isn't like us. She is from the witches community. She desires a witch's book and is using my father to achieve that. Why are you telling us this? Because what's happening is not supposed to happen. My father is forcing me to fight against my own mate. He glanced at Noor, his expression earnest. I don't want this. The room fell silent as everyone observed his words, the weight of the situation hanging heavy in the air. This is serious, Taeyong. If your father is being manipulated, we need to understand the extent of this threat. And why should we trust you? You could be trying to play us for your own gain. I understand you're suspicious. But I'm here because I want to protect my kingdom and my mate. I'm not like my father. If what you say is truth, we need a plan. We can't let a witch interfere with our kingdoms. Agreed. We should gather more information about this woman and her intentions. We need to know how deep this goes. Taeyong, what do you know about this witch? Any details could you help us? I haven't seen her myself, but I overheard my father speaking about her. He seemed scared for her power. I believe she's using him for her own purpose. Then we need to find a way to confront your father. If he's being used, he might not even realize the danger he's putting us all in. We will discuss this further in private. For now, Taeyong, you are welcome here. We must prepare for whatever may come. Everyone nodded in agreement, a newfound sense of urgency filling the room. The threat of the witches community loomed larger than ever, and the alliances would need to be tested as they faced this unexpected danger together. Just as they were processing the gravity of the situation, a strange noise erupted from outside. Roars and screams echoed through the hall. Everyone turned to the door just as a guard burst in, panting heavily and covered in sweat. Your Majesty, roaches are attacking us. There are so many, maybe in the millions. What do you mean? How can there be this many roaches? It's true. They are overwhelming us. Tension filled the room as Yoongi immediately stepped forward, his demeanor shifting to that of a leader ready for battle. Namjoon, gather your army and hurry. Understood. Namjoon dashed out, his determination clear. Yoongi then turned to Hobie and Jungkook. Hobie, Jungkook, head to the palace, protect it. No one get in there. Okay, Hayoung. They sprint off, urgency in their steps. I want to help. I know you don't trust me, but this attack isn't a coincidence. Fine, Noor, Taeyong, cover the front of the throne hall. We need someone to protect the Omegas here. I'm here, don't worry, I will stay too. Yoongi nodded at them and exchanged glances with Jimin and King Minjun before they all reached outside to face the threat head on. Namjoon was already assembling his army ready for battle. Inside the throne hall, Hugh, Mio, Leo, and Jiwoo stood together, concern etched on your faces as you are worried for your alphas out in the chaos. Jin and the minister stood firm at the entrance, ensuring that no one could breach the safety of the hall. The sound of the battle grew louder, and you felt the weight of the situation pressing down on you. You held onto Meow's hand tightly, exchanging worried glances. knowing that everyone was fighting for their lives and for the safety of their kingdom. On the other side of the kingdom, Hobby and Jungkook were fiercely fighting the roses in the front of the palace. Jungkook was potting the roses with his bare hands, his eyes shining a light grey. Hobby was using two swords in dark blue eyes, focused as he took down enemies. Meanwhile, Noor and Taeyong stood in front of the throne hall, backing each other as they fought off the roses. Noor's eyes glowed in intense orange, while Taeyong's dark grey eyes stayed sharp and determined. They worked well together, supporting each other as they took down roses after roses. In the battlefield, the army of wolves was fighting hard against the attacking Rogers. Namjoon and Yoongi fought side by side, cutting through the Rogers with strength and skill, moving together as they cleared the path. Nearby, Jimin and Minjin fought together, a father-son duo, as they battled mercilessly. Their movements were smooth and powerful, each stride and dodge perfectly timed, demonstrating their trust in each other. The sound of battle echoed through the kingdom as everyone fought bravely, determined to protect their home and loved ones. Suddenly, Jungkook and Hobby noticed that the roses were getting fewer and were moving in another direction. They quickly ran towards their own hall, where Noor and Taeyong were standing. But when they got there, the roses were gone. Where are they all going? They are heading towards the battlefield. Exchanging worried glances, they all ran to catch up. When they arrived at the battlefield, they saw the roses attacking again, focusing especially on Yoongi. Without hesitation, they joined the fight. The battle raged on, but soon most of the roses were defeated or had fled. Covered in the blood of their enemies, the group looked at each other, breathing heavily but relieved. Jin and the minister arrived with the Omegas, looking concerned. Is everything okay? They nodded, still processing the jaws of the battle, grateful that they had fought together and protected their home. Jin quickly scanned the battlefield, ensuring everyone was accounted for. We need to regroup and assess the damage. We can't let our guard down. Agreed. We should check over any remaining grudges and make sure the palace is secure. Noor turned to Taeyong and expression serious. What about your father? If he is involved with the Rogers, we need to figure out his next move. I will speak to him. I have to make sure him understand the danger he's putting everyone in. Jungkook wiped sweat from his brow, still catching his breath. We can't let this happen again. We need to be ready. Let's strengthen our defenses. We can't let our homes be threatened like this. Yoongi, still catching his breath, nodded in agreement. We will set up patrols and watch for any sign of trouble. We will also need to gather intelligence on the witches. They might be behind this attack. As everyone began to discuss their plans, Minjun stepped forward, addressing the group. I want everyone to rest and recover. We need our strength for what's to come. But remain alert, the threat isn't over. As they were discussing their next step, the sky suddenly glowed with a green energy, and a hunting laugh echoed through the air. A woman in a black dress appeared before them, and Minjun and Jiu's eyes widened in shock. Miss me, my dear Bella. Oh, so you remember me, huh? What's going on? Who is she, Dad? I haven't seen her before, but I think she's the same witch who was with my father. Noor frowned, studying the woman closely. You are not just a witch. Oh, so you recognized me. Yes, I'm not just a witch. I'm a fox like you, my dear daughter. Everyone gasped in shock. No, my mother is dead. So he told you that, but it's not the truth. Your father trapped me in the witch's world and claimed I was dead. He betrayed me for your so-called stepmother, Jiwoo. That's not true. You are the one who betrays us. You abandoned your own daughter. Bella laughed mockingly. I wanted the position that you had, but you haven't let me. I thought my child would take that throne. But your precious primordial wolf son ruined everything. With a groan of frustration, Bella raised a dagger with her powers, and it glowed green as it flew towards Yoongi. Everyone gasped, bracing for impact. But just then, a brilliant light filled the room, causing everyone to shut their eyes. When they opened them again, a beautiful white wolf stood protectively in front of Yoongi. The wolf had a band on its head that showed the wolf is angelic wolf. Everyone stared at it, the atmosphere shifting as the majestic creature exuded a powerful calming presence. As the realization hit everyone, they all bowed in respect toward the angelic wolf, an honor gift from the gods. But then they saw it was not just any wolf, it was you, in your wolf form, known as Yuki. Ryan? Bella, who had been watching with sharp eyes, took a step back, her face twisting with shock and anger. She glared at Minjan. I will return, and when I do, I will take my revenge. With that, she vanished into the shadows, leaving the area silent. Yungi's eyes stayed locked on your full form. As Yuki approached him, your soft fur brushing against his face as you let out a gentle groan, a comforting sound. Without hesitation, Yungi transferred into his own wolf form, Shuga, a pure black wolf, strong and intimidating. The contrast between you two was striking, black and white, Alpha and Omega. Together, you look like an embodiment of balance. Sugar moved closer, nuzzling you softly, his touch filled with a love he hadn't yet fully acknowledged. You kissed him back, feeling the warmth of his firm. The bond between you both undeniable. Through the mind leak, Sugar's deep voice insonated with yours. My Omega, Alpha. Both wolves share a moment filled with a mixture of tenderness and strength, as if the entire world had melted away. It was only you two, communicating through the touches and silent emotions, the connection finally deepening, as everyone watched in admiration filled the area at the sight of you and Yungi together, two wolves bound by destiny. Just then, the glowing energy surrounding you both faded, and you returned to your human form. You felt your legs give way beneath you, exhausted from the transformation before you could hit the ground. Jung's arm wrapped around you, catching you effortlessly. You collapsed against his chest, breathing heavily, your body trembling from the strain. You have never transformed before, have you? His voice was softer than usual, filled with concern. Though he tried to hide it, his arm tightened protectively around you as he guided you down gently, letting you rest against him. You tried to smile, your tired eyes looking up at him. No, I didn't know it would be this exciting. Yungi brushed a strain of air from your face, his expression unreadable, though there was a flicker of something in his eyes. Perhaps he was finally beginning to realize how deeply he cared for you, even if he hadn't accepted yet. Rest, I will take care of everything. So his words were firm, his actions were gentle as he held you close, your body leaning against his for support. The other around you, Nur Namjoon Jin, Jimin Jungkook, Leo, Hoppy, Meow, Jiwoo, Minjan, and even Taeyong watched the scene with soft smile, silently admiring the bond between you two. You let out a small sigh, your head resting on Yoongi's shoulder, trusting him completely in that moment. Though tired, you felt safe, knowing he was there by your side. And for the first time, Yoongi did not pull away. Instead, he held you tighter, allowing himself to feel the closeness he had long denied. It's midnight and everyone was sitting in the hall room. Now explain everything clearly. Minjun let out a deep sigh and glanced at Jiwoo, who gave him a nod of encouragement. It's true, Bella is Noor's mother. Many years ago, after Jiwoo and I became mates, everything was perfect. I was preparing to take my position as king, but then I discovered something shocking. I wasn't just fitted to one mate. The god had given me two mates, and the second one was a fox. Bella was only 18 years old when she arrived at the palace as my mate. My family accepted her with open arms. My father and mother welcomed her, and even Jiwoo, though a little jealous, supported me. Minjan paused, taking a deep breath before continuing. The real issue arose when it was time to choose the Luna. It was decided that Jiwoo, being my first mate and more mature, would take the title of Luna. When we took the throne together, Bella's behavior started to change. She became distant and a bit rude, but I did my best to comfort her. A month later, I found out I was pregnant with Yoongi. We were all overjoyed. But that day, Bella changed completely. She started staying away from the palace most of the time. The night Yoongi was born, she came back. I remember waking up in the middle of the night to the sound of movement. I found Bella standing beside me, holding Yoongi. Her expression was strange and her eyes had turned completely black. But when I confronted her, she smiled and her eyes went back to normal. She claimed just wanted to see Yoongi and I let it go. A few days later, we found out she was pregnant with Noor. For a while, Bella seemed happy again, just like before. But the day Noor was born, she changed once more. She demanded to become Luna and when denied, insisted that her child should take the throne. However, instead of an alpha, Noor was born, a fox with wolf's blood. Bella was furious, screaming in rage as thunder crashed around us. That was when she started learning witchcraft. She gained the witch's power and turned on us. That night, my parent died in the attack. Minjun's voice trembled slightly as he spoke. With the help of a trusted friend, Jean's father, we were able to trap Bella in the witch's realm. But before we sealed her away, I plugged a cursed dagger into her stomach. I didn't want to, but I had no choice. We used a powerful spell from the witch's book to bend her, thinking she was gone forever, but now she returned, seeking revenge and that same book. I didn't want Noor to remember her mother like that, so I lied to everyone saying Bella died after giving birth. The room fell silent, the tears slipped down Noor's cheeks, and you, sitting beside her, pulled her into a comforting hug. The sound of soft sobs echoed in the hall, drawing everyone's attention. Their hearts sank seeing Noor breaking down in your arms. After a few moments, Tang spoke up. So, the witch's book is still here, right? Maybe we can use it like before to defeat her. It's not as simple as seems. Bella's been in the witch's realm, and that makes her more powerful now. She's not alive. Everyone turned to note confusion and concern etched on their faces. What do you mean, Noor? I saw her. I noticed something. She wasn't breathing, her heart wasn't beating, and she had no shadow. Bella, she's not alive. I understand now. She is not alive, but with the witch's magic, she somehow managed to keep her soul tethered to the living world. So, what do we do now? Is there any way to stop her? From what I know, there is a way to kill a soul. A soul ghost? Yeah, something like that seems reliable enough. King, do you have any idea what our next step should be? Why don't we check the witch's book? It might have some answers. Minjun, I will go get the book. Without another word, he left the room to retrieve it.